And my last series of thoughts is about humanity. My point is that the real convergence among people of different horizons is always possible when one goes back to the eternal humane. Basically, we are all the same as human beings, and we are all equal. Politics and ideologues mostly underline the differences in order to rally people behind their narrative. Sometimes the opposite happens. One can use the same concepts, such as democracy, but the meaning can be radically different. We should not give the impression of agreeing when we do not agree. The root of harmony is respect. Without respect, you cannot expect people to be interested in the common good life for all. This is less naive than some are thinking. After all, I believe that history is not condemned to make the same mistakes. Progress was possible the last decades in many respects. Less war and less poverty, even compared to the tragedies of today. The big challenge is to keep this acquis and to reinvigorate our societies in order to avoid fragmentation and polarization. Only strong communities can work for the good. The founding fathers of the United Nations had this humanity in mind. It is not a form of world government. The United Nations is an intergovernmental body that tries to set up cooperation in a variety of domains and to avoid the worst. The United Nations depends on the goodwill of the nations and more in particular of the most important among them. If such a common endeavor for the common good, if transcending national interests isn't present, the United Nations is powerless. It is the second time in human history that such an institution was created. In any case, the United Nations contributes to world stability via dialogue. The only alternative for dialogue is war, the opposite of every human value and the worst enemy of mankind. The real decline, the real decadence is war. The real progress is openness and dialogue. People-to-people contacts are the royal way to better understanding, especially among youngsters. Our universities and schools have to be as open as possible. European universities are already multicultural. A dramatic change occurred in the last decades. Tourism is also a powerful tool on our way to more togetherness. The human face is the strongest enabler of respect and love. We have to see physically each other, to see our faces. Culture is man-made. Culture changes when people meet. This dialogue is crucial. But as I said, we have to work against common threats to our societies, such as launching wars, rising extreme nationalism, and climate change. We should not indulge in nostalgia for golden ages in the past. It is often about military conquests. Those who examine everything more closely discover that not all gold shines, and certainly for large parts of the population. We need to learn from the past, but nostalgia is rarely justified. It creates useless illusions. More humanity should be the only criterion. Cultural differences are about the world of thoughts and feelings, about knowledge and about science. Differences in political systems are of a different order. We have different systems. And peace can be there only if outsiders respect the sovereignty of nations and its internationally recognized borders. And safeguarding the survival of the human species by fighting climate change is so important that countries must work together across political systems. So these contradictions must be overcome. To conclude, good conversation, good dialogue, consist of looking for what unites us and what separates us. Words do not serve to cover up and disguise differences and disputes. There is also nothing wrong in acknowledging that we disagree. Sustainable dialogue needs this honesty and this lucidity. Ladies and gentlemen, I love dialogue. I remain a man of dialogue. Thank you so much.